วัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับเรียบร้อยแล้วครับ
Greetings, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Welcome to another Zoom meeting of the Dhamma practice. Everybody is welcome to join or watch on Facebook Live. If you just want to watch, you can watch on Facebook Live. If you want to ask questions, you have to come into the Zoom meeting inside the Zoom application. So we'll go to the first person tonight. It's Felicia Chan from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. I don't have question for tonight. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu.
Welcome. Willie from Indonesia.
Good evening, Thanachan. Today I also don't have any questions. Thank you.
Kok Seng from Singapore.
Yeah, John, tonight I have no questions as well. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, fine. Sajalka from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Good morning from here, Tanajan. Thank you for your teaching. I have a question that how is it that it's so much easy for me to point out and find the defilements of other people, the cravings of other people, but I do not see my cravings, my defilements that readily, and also I kind of put a level on my cravings and stuff at a finer level, quote unquote, finer level. Whereas other people's things, the defilements that or craving that I'm pointing out, I kind of braggingly thinking that there are things at a coarser level. So like I am kind of like I'm at a better place, and this kind of arrogance really do surface and in practical terms. And I think that I am actually much better off thinking that I'm a stupid practitioner and practice the best that I can. And I think if I practice well, maybe that this kind of conflicting thoughts shouldn't come, judgmental thoughts shouldn't come.
Well, the problem with people is that they like to look outside, they don't look inside. You are directed toward the sensual organs by your defilements, your delusion, avijja, paccaya, sankhara, sankhara, vijnana to sensual objects. And so this is how people see things. They see at the sensual objects. So they see people and things, and then they become critical of those things that they see. They never look at themselves because they don't know how to look at themselves. Because in order to look at themselves, you need mindfulness. You have to develop mindfulness to bring your mind inside. See, when we develop mindfulness, we stop the flow of our thoughts, our consciousness going outside. Stop it by reciting a mantra or by focusing on an object to stop the mind from sending the consciousness, the stream of consciousness toward the sensual objects. So we can come back inside into jhana. See? When you're in jhana, you're back inside the mind. Then you can see what's going on inside your mind. Once your mind is calm, and once you come out of calm, or you're looking you're looking inside, you can see your nama khandas working. You can see your sankhara, your thoughts working. You can see your perception, sanya working. You can see the feeling working. So that's when you can see your defilements. When you defilement, you can see your greed, your hatred, your delusion working. You need to come inside the mind first. Like you are outside of the house, you see everything outside the house, but you don't see what's going on inside the house. So you have to come back inside the house and see, oh, how dirty the house is. I haven't cleaned it for weeks because I'm trying to clean other people's house. I forget to clean my own house. See? So you get it? That's why you need to practice meditation first, to be able to clean up your own house, your own mind, your greed, your hatred, and delusion. That's why the practice of samadhi is very important before you can go into vipassana, to clean up your own mind, to purify your mind. You need to get inside the mind first. You cannot clean it from the outside. Just clear enough to you?
Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you.
Practice mindfulness and get into jhana. When you get into jhana, you'll begin to see the defilements very clearly when they come up. That's why we need jhana, we need samadhi first, before we can get rid of our defilements. If not, our defilement will be the one directing us to go after other people's defilement instead. That's why we have problems with each other, because we're pointing the finger toward each other. We should point the finger back toward ourselves. Because our defilement is inside us, not in other people. But we don't see our own defilement. We see other people's defilement, and we want to get rid of other people's defilement instead of getting rid of our own defilement. And we don't like people to tell us to get rid of our defilement when they see it either. We get angry at them. Yeah. So this is not the way to solve the defilement problem. The way to solve the defilement problem is to come inside the mind first, and then clean up the defilement. Once you're inside the mind, you'll see the defilement very clearly. Okay?
Yeah, thank you, Ajaan. Thank you.
So practice mindfulness and meditation. Don't worry too much about vipassana. Don't worry too much about other people. Besides, people don't want to be purified by other people. People don't want to be told what to do. So you should purify your own mind. Everyone should purify their own mind and not worry about other people's mind. Unless they come seek for guidance, like you coming to seek guidance from me today. Then I can tell you what to do. But otherwise, I won't go to your house and bang on your door and say, come on, get rid of your defilement. It's bad for you. But you'll probably say, so what? I enjoy it. I like drinking. I like gambling, I like watching TV, movies. So what's wrong with that? Okay. So the Buddha tell monks that we're not supposed to teach people unless they ask first. Normally, according to the Buddhist tradition, before a monk can give a sermon, someone has to give the invitation to the monk first to come and give a sermon, give a discourse on the Dhamma. Because then it means they are willing to listen, they want to listen. But if they're not willing, they don't invite you, and you go and tell them things, they can get mad at you. To mind your own business, right? Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you. Beautiful.
Karen, I will go to San Jose to go after you. I'll leave you alone. Hi, how are you? Okay. Thanks for your donation. I can see this because you already sent it to me.
You're welcome for my my monthly subscription to Dhammaflix. Yeah. Oh, I'm okay. You just answered all of my questions. Sajal, you're so brave. I'm so proud of you for being so honest about your defilements. That you just answered all of my questions. I've been you know what, I'm so hard on myself. I'm kind of the opposite. I don't see my defilements, but yet I'm hard on myself at the same time. So I don't know how that works. But anyway, I was looking at, I don't know, I just get so frustrated. I want more progress in my meditation, and but it is better. So I'm trying to be okay with that. And of course, I'm not perfect about what I do all day, but I have noticed that I am a nicer person. And that was one of my main goals, to be a nicer person, to be more equanimous. And when I look back at how I was a year ago, or before I found Buddhism, I'm so much better than I was. My meditation isn't great, and I'm still not great about not reading books and things like that. So I'm not a perfect person at all. I'm not a perfect meditator or a Buddhist, but I'm much better. And so I'm glad about that. And as far as all of the things that I'm struggling with, you just answered all of them because of Sajal's bravery. So that's all I have.
You should
today.
be patient and things take time to develop. So you reap what you sow. So it depends on your input, how much you put in, and you get the output. Input equals output. So little input, little output. Big output, big input, big output.
And it's amazing how I get so much from this weekly meeting. I think, well, I'll show up. I won't hear anything new. My defilements will say that to me when I'm trying to make myself get up at 4 a.m. And then every time, within 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm so glad I came here. So anyway, thank you very much for your teachings and for being here.
So glad that you can join us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
I'll
you.
go to Kenneth, professor from Switzerland.
Hello, Ajaan. Ajaan, I'd like to ask a question about the 3 aspects of the practice, like keeping, doing good karma, avoiding bad karma, and purifying the mind. Is it right to think that the first 2 of those, like doing good things and keeping the sila, is more like a preparatory or supportive aspect, and the main aspect is the meditation practice?
Well, see, the first 2 are the consequence of your mind working. Your mind think about doing good and doing bad, and then it directs it toward your action to do good karma or bad karma. So you more or less like you are cutting branches of a tree first before you can cut the tree down. Because sometimes the branches are entangled with other branches, with other tree, and you cannot just cut the tree trunk, and so you have to get rid of the branches first. So our action, good and bad action through speech and body, are actually the result of our mind working. So we have to at least start these 2 actions first before we can go into the real action, the real person who directs this action, which is the mind. So we need to do three because these are the 3 actions of mind, body, and speech. So with the bad karma, we keep the precept once, and this will prevent the mind from thinking or creating bad karma through speech and body action. Because usually our actions that are all directed by our cravings, our desire for something. When we want something, then we go after that thing. If we cannot get it legally, we'll get it illegally. If we cannot get it morally, we'll get it immorally. Right? So at least we want to stop the mind from getting things immorally or illegally, because it will boomerang back to you. It will cause more problem afterwards. If you do something immoral or illegal, you'll be caught, you'll be punished. In this life, with the mind, you can be punished even in afterlife if you do bad karma. Your mind will have to take birth in the lower realm of existence, the realm of animals and ghosts and and hell, for instance. These are the consequences of doing bad karma. So the Buddha said, we have to block this path. Don't go toward this path, because it only will create dukkha and suffering for the mind sooner or later. Actually, it creates right away, but we sometimes don't see it. As soon as you say something bad, you lie, for instance, you feel bad already. You feel, what if somebody know I'm lying? How would I look like to them? So when you break the precept, you automatically become, your mind becomes worried or afraid, or that someone might know that you do something wrong, for instance. You feel bad, the consequence of doing bad karma. So the Buddha said, if you want to do anything, don't do bad karma, do good karma. Because when you do good karma, you get good feelings, you feel good. Like you help someone in need. If you can help someone when they're in need, once you have helped them, you feel happy, you feel good. You see that you have done something worthwhile for someone. So this is what the Buddha said: if you want to be happy, do good karma. Good karma in this case means charity, for instance, or making other people happy. One way, whichever way you can do it. Be a Santa Claus, basically, is what the Buddha said. If you want to do anything, be a Santa Claus. Make people happy. And people will love you for that, right? People love Santa Claus because Santa Claus bring gifts and presents. So when you do good thing for people, people will love you for it, and you feel happy. So this is basically the things we do with our body and speech. They have two directions, good and bad. So the Buddha said the bad direction we should stop. We should not go that direction. Don't hurt other people. Don't make by either killing or stealing, committing adultery or lying, for instance, or drinking. Because sometimes when you drink, you get drunk and then you can hurt other people when you're drunk. So this is the reason why we should not do bad karma, because it only brings dukkha to the mind, both in the present and in the future. When the body dies, the mind will still have to reap the consequence of our bad karma. And then we should, if we want to be happy by doing something, do charity work, making other people happy, do useful thing for other people. Now you're teaching. If you want to make people happy, if you give a free course, for instance, maybe you want to help some students who might be struggling with their class. You say, okay, we'll have 1 hour Sunday afternoon somewhere, give you a breather or something, to help you understand better without charging any money, for instance. This is also considered to be charity. Mm-hmm. And you will feel happy, you feel good that you have helped someone without charging them any money. So charity has three aspects to charity. You can give material things, you can give knowledge, like, knowledge, any kind of knowledge, even cooking, sewing. If you can teach people to cook, then they can use this knowledge to become a cook or something,
Mm.
And the third thing that we can give is Dhamma. The gift of Dhamma excels all other gifts, the Buddha said. So this is in the good karma. Okay, and then once we have do this, we still need to do more, because the root cause of this action comes from the mind itself. And simply by doing good and not doing bad doesn't mean we will be able to purify the mind yet. We need to go deeper inside the mind itself. It's like cutting the branches of the tree first. Once you have cut the branches, then you have to cut the tree itself. And even that is not enough yet. You have to uproot the roots in order to stop the tree from growing. Same way with defilements. The defilement come out in branches by the body and speech action. So you want to curb them from coming out. And then you have to go inside. And the way to get inside is to practice meditation or bhavana. You have to use mindfulness to bring your mind inside. Then you can meet the defilement face to face. You'll come face to face with your demon, your devil. The demon is inside yourself. You won't see it if you don't go inside. You have to go inside. Then you start to see all the demons inside you coming when they come up. Then you can then chop their head off right away with wisdom. This is how to purify the mind. You have to get inside. But before you can get inside, you have to disentangle yourself from your physical surrounding first. If you do bad karma, you might be involved with problem with other people. You might have to deal with their whatever they do to you. And once they do to you, that you want to return, and then you do more to them. So you end up fighting with other people. So you won't have a chance to go and fight with your defilements. So you want to stop doing anything that will hurt other people. And if you want to do something good instead for other people. But the main goal is to enable you to be free from entanglement outside. And then you can then go and practice alone somewhere quiet to be able to bring your mind inside, to purify your mind eventually. This is a teaching of all the Buddhas. Every Buddha, once they become enlightened, this is the formula they will give us. Every Buddha, regardless of time or ages, of whenever a new Buddha arises, he will prescribe the same formula. Because this is the only way to stop all kinds of suffering and dukkhas and rebirth. To enable mind to enter into Nibbana. Okay? So this is, you should be constantly asking yourself, the Buddha said, the time is keep passing by. What am I doing now? Ask yourself this. Am I stopping doing bad karma? Am I doing good karma? Am I purifying my mind? These are the work that we need to do. Other work is not important.
Yeah.
Like making money, become richer, it doesn't get rid of your defilement this way. Become richer, become more famous. You have, these things don't scare your defilement. Your defilement not afraid of these things. They're afraid of mindfulness and wisdom. Okay.
Thank you very much, Ajaan. Very clear. Thank you.
All right. Next, Greg Yenso from Penang. No question like before, I presume.
No question, Ajaan. I'm still learning. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You want to contribute anything like how you've been progressing or anything like that
Oh, I
with
see.
this class?
Actually, by attending the Ajaan class, I learned a lot regarding the impermanence, right? So every time when I see somebody having some defilements, it's always remind me about anicca. So personally, I think that's a very good learning for me. Yeah.
Everything is impermanent.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So sometimes I do inform them and remind them, no need to argue, because life is really unpredictable. We don't know whether we can wake up tomorrow or not, right? So there's a key thing that I learned from the Ajaan, classes. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Nice to hear some input. All right. Next, Charles from Bangkok. Charles, Hong Kong, living in Bangkok.
Ajaan, sorry, Ajaan, I just brought up the question about the good karma. You just mentioned earlier that we got to try to have making good karma. You say make everybody happy, and like Santa Claus, something like that. My question is, should we put the public interest before ourselves? I give example is like we attend a seminar that the speaker or one or two persons giving wrong information in terms of data fact, right, not the perception. And if we make a comment that they will feel embarrassed, but will benefit a lot of people. But I observe many people prefer not to say anything, to let it go, so don't want to embarrass the speaker. Another example I really don't understand is in the Sangha, in the monk community, for example, that we hardly see one monk comment about other monk teaching, no matter they agree or not agree, something like they are, like we in the academic world, we got academic debate. We always like to apply critical thinking and help each other to understand more by having a debate. So as a Buddhist practitioner, should we comment other people for the benefit of majority? This is my question, Ajahn.
To comment about their teaching, their action?
Or if we find out there's some information they give to the public is not correct, wrong data, wrong information, or to the extent that maybe some teaching is not that mainstream or correct. Right? So should we say something for the benefit of majority, or is just like to be a good guy, just like I don't want to involve and peacefully like that? This is my question.
Well, our main goal is not to correct other people. See, our main goal is to correct ourselves.
Okay. So the answer is not.
Unless that person is under your supervision and it's your duty to correct them, then you can do it. But if he's not under your jurisdiction, under your supervision, then it's better just to leave him alone.
But if we comment, will be making good karma because many people benefit. Maybe one or two persons will not benefit, but a lot of people will benefit, right?
Well, maybe what you think might not be right either. How do you know whether he's wrong and you're right?
Okay, of course, some certain philosophical perception thing, we don't know who is right, who is wrong, right? But sometimes there's facts and data we can really, can confirm it's right or wrong. Okay, I understand that as a Buddhist practice, I heard people remind me, don't get involved too much, just practice, mind your own business, something like that. So,
yes, but in the community of monks, the Buddha tell monks to open themselves up for criticism. The Buddha said everyone should, in the assembly, announce that if you see me, my action or my speech whatever I do that you are doubtful about, that you think is not right, please correct me. This is for the purpose of helping me by allowing other people to correct you when you're wrong. But this has to be first given permission first by that person before you can go correct him.
Permission first.
If he doesn't give you the permission, then I don't think you have the right to go and correct him or her.
Okay. So if I understand correctly, we should focus ourselves.
Yes, on ourselves.
Not so be more careful when we try to giving opinion.
I'm willing to let other people correct you because they will help. If they can correct you, then they can help you. Sometimes sometimes you don't see yourself wrong. It takes somebody else to see it.
Yeah, it's the individual. For me, it's very welcome. Right? What I worry is when I'm doing something wrong, people don't remind me. Right, that is a disaster for myself. Right? But other people will not welcome any other comment. So individual.
Yeah. Because we don't know them. And you don't know whether they welcome your criticism or not.
Yes. Okay. I have another question about when we visit the temple or we tambun or things like that. So people prefer to see the senior monk, senior monk rather than the junior monk when doing ceremony or even giving food, right? They think that give the food to the senior monk, they get more boon. And if they do some ceremony, Sankata, something, right, the senior monk may be more effective. And then what do you think is it correct perception about this?
Well, when you go to school, you go talk to a student and you go talk to a teacher.
So maybe a senior teacher and junior teacher, rather.
If you can meet a senior teacher, you would prefer that, right? Or you go to a hospital, would you meet a junior doctor or a senior doctor?
Well, in terms of teaching, right, the senior, right, in terms of just like some ceremony thing, right? I don't know. So is it? But I believe that the person, the mind is very calm and pure and concentrate, right? You'll be more effective than the person that's thinking too much, right?
People think that if you stay in the robe longer, that means you are more purified than someone who's just newly in the robe. You have less defilement than the one who is younger or who are newer. It's like washing your clothes. If you wash it for 10 minutes and you wash it for 2 hours, which clothes will be cleaner?
Okay, I think in that case, I understand from Ajaan, it makes sense, right? Senior monk probably more effective, right, in terms of ceremony.
Yes, they have more experience. They have
more experience. Okay, so but I think we should not choose, right? Sometimes, right? We just whatever available, right? Or must be.
If you want just to help monks to have the requisite, then it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Like when you see a monk walking down the street and begging for food, for instance, then you just say, here's the junior monk, I don't want to put food in this bowl. I'll wait for a senior monk to come. Then this is not right, because either junior or senior, they all need food to eat the same way.
I have one experience. I went to a temple with friends to do the Sankata, right? And accidentally, all the senior monks need to go out to do the work. The leftover, only the very junior young monk, right? So the people say, come again. I say, no, let's do it. so I think let's do it. I feel very happy after finish, right? So other than visit again, come again like that. Yeah. So, but anyway, I understand Ajaan, right? That's different, but sometimes we should not be too serious, right? Yeah. Okay.
See, the merit you make, it doesn't matter who receives it. The gift that you give doesn't matter who the receiver is. You get the same merit. Okay. You give to a senior monk or you give to a newly ordained monk. You give the same thing. So what you get, the merit comes from your sacrifice, not from the person who received the gift from you. But people have this misperception that if you give it to a senior monk, you're getting more merit than you give it to a junior monk, for instance. This is a misperception.
Okay, I like the answer. I'm clear now. Yes, yes. Of course, you can prefer, but whenever happens, just accept it, right? Don't
But
make it so complicated.
there's another merit you also get when you give something to monks. This is what we call Dhamma merit. See, if you give something to a senior monk and you have a chance to talk, he probably knows Dhamma more than a junior monk. See.
Oh yes, that's for sure. Yeah.
That's maybe the reason why people choose to give to senior monk, because sometimes they want to listen to the Dhamma.
Okay.
But if you don't want to listen to the Dhamma and you just want to give and then go home, then it doesn't matter who you give to. You get the same merit. Okay, you have to understand.
Yes. My last question also related to some people saying that those people meditate or at a high level of meditation, they will generate some good energy, positive energy around. Those people, of course, not practice and greedy, age, delusion, they have a negative energy. How does it work? Based on this concept, also, if you kind of visit the senior monk, probably you get more good energy. So how does this energy work?
You want to call it aura or charisma. Aura or charisma.
Charisma.
From a mind that is peaceful and calm. A mind that is peaceful and calm will generate one type of aura.
Okay.
And a mind that is disturbed will create a different kind of aura. When you see a calm person and you see a restless person, you can see the difference, right?
Okay. So I say that, but for example, we walk in the room, there are 20 people. If like 15 of them are practice meditation every day and follow the precept, I think probably have better energy in the room. When compared to
aura,
20 people,
they have more equanimity. They have more equanimity.
That is the aura energy come out.
That's right, coming from the mind is the equanimity energy, not the energy to push or to drive someone. Not the physical energy. It's just the
not physical energy, of course, yes. So the people not practice and greedy people, cheating, lying, and not follow precept probably have not good energy.
They don't have much aura, not much respect or not much trust, as opposed to those people who are more calm and more reserved.
Can normal people feeling this kind of aura, kind of good energy, bad energy, or?
I don't know. Each people have different capability, so we cannot just say generally. Some people they have to have aura in themselves in order to see the aura in other people.
Okay, that's possible. That's fine, because people can do that, right? That is possible, but if we don't practice, we're probably not able to aware of that.
Right, you have to have it in yourself first before you can see it in other people.
Okay, that's okay. That makes sense. Okay, Ajahn, thank you very much. That's all my questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Actually, I want to continue on with this aura thing about stories during the Buddha time. Some people meet the Buddha and didn't appreciate his aura at all. And they came and expect something from the Buddha, which the Buddha could not give them. They thought the Buddha could answer all the questions. When they started to ask the imponderable question, the Buddha didn't reply. So they didn't think he was a Buddha, because he thought the Buddha has to know everything.
Yeah, I understand Buddha will not answer some question that's not productive and relevant to the practice, right? Yeah.
And when the person met the Buddha didn't tell him he was a Buddha either. They just happened to meet in a hotel, and they start have conversation, and he just want to ask things. And when the Buddha could not answer his question, he said, "Oh, he's not a Buddha." He was going to look for a Buddha. See, so the next day, he and the Buddha went separate ways. And on his way to go look for the Buddha, he met Sariputta, the Buddha's the right-hand disciple of the Buddha. And Sariputta asked him, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going looking for the Buddha. I heard he's in your way, down your way." I said, then you made a monk ahead of me. He said, yes, I met him, but he didn't seem to be like a Buddha to me.
Yeah, I think actually my experience also, the monk, they are not so active and always stay in their kuti. They're very quiet, very humble, very low profile. Those are the monks very practice very hard sometimes. Yeah.
If you don't have the wisdom to understand what they say, then you don't know whether they have the wisdom or not.
Yes. But you see the monk. My personal experience, they like to do ceremony. They like to hang out, chatting, right? There are people like that. There are monks like that, right? But there are other. They are very quiet, stay in their place. Only see them during the chanting time or cleaning the place. Right? They are not really socialized that much. Yeah,
so we all have different capability to receive the different level of Dhamma. Some people can receive the lower level. They just like to do charity. That's all they do. Some people can, with the middle level, they can keep the precepts. Some can go higher. They can go do meditation. So these are the different level of aura or capabilities of each person.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next, Chong Lim. Chong Lim, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yes.
Which city?
I'm in Erie, Pennsylvania.
East Pennsylvania. Okay.
Yeah.
Must be very cold now, huh?
Yes, Tanajan. It's snowing.
What can I help you?
I'm just listening into your Dhamma talk, so I'm just listening in today. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Welcome to our room. Johanna from Indonesia.
Good evening, Thanajan. Today I don't have any question. I'm happy listening to your Dhamma.
Okay. Sri and Jack from Vancouver.
Good evening, Ajaan. Ajaan, the aura, when in the sutta, it's mentioned that the Buddha can radiate metta. Is that aura? Is that aura?
Yes, like an elephant tried to kill him, and he stopped him, the elephant in its track, right, by radiating his loving kindness.
But that's like a form of energy, Ajahn. Like it's not, because you always talk about metta. For me as a ordinary person, like it's being
when you see a Santa Claus, you know he's Santa Claus, right? I mean real Santa Claus, not the one that put on the red costume. Somebody who's kind, and you can tell, right, when you see a person like that.
Yes.
Because they behave differently.
Oh.
They smile at you, and instead of frown at you, they smile at you. Treat you nice. So that's how they radiate their compassion or their loving kindness.
Good example. Thank
By
you.
their composure.
Oh, so Tanajan is the same, like so when like the elephant or sometimes the tiger, when they see you has no harm, then they'll be friendly to you. It's the same.
That's right.
But not necessarily, right, Ajahn? Like if sometimes.
Well, with monks who achieve a high level of mindfulness and mental strength, when they see animals, they tend to be still. They're not reacting to them. So when they do this, the animals become safe, and they feel safe. So they don't attack the person. But with normal people, when they see something dangerous, they try to either fight or run. And then this can cause strong bad reaction toward your opponent, the other side.
No, I
But
heard from
if you could stand still and just say, just smile, then you say, hey, he's friendly. Could you do that when a tiger come across face to face?
No, I can't. I have to admit, I don't think I can. I don't. But I heard from one of your talk, Ajahn, I think you were saying that the monk was, if they stand still, it's like they are a tree.
They become like tree. To the animal, it's probably a tree, right? Because it's not moving.
Yeah, it's inanimate, right? You're saying like
inanimate. So usually animals don't attack unless they are hungry, and it's the thing that they attack is their food. But it's something that they're not used to eating. They don't go after it. Especially if you stand still, then they don't know who you are, what you are.
Ajahn, I actually have I was face to face with a big bear before. But I think I'm just lucky. I think I just froze, and the bear was not interested. Just walk away. But I was really face to face with a big bear.
Did you freeze?
I think I froze.
Okay,
it's not equanimity. It's just
Well, it's your body is still. So your body is still. The bear doesn't feel threatened by your body.
Yeah. But I think, I don't know, I remember I wasn't scared, I just freeze, but then the bear just turned away. But I know
normally
it's not high level.
Still, you'll be safe normally. Unless it's your bad karma or you're unlucky, you meet something. Okay. You have any question tonight?
No, none, Ajahn. Happy to listen to your Dhamma talk. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. You asked about the Dhamma in the Satipatthana Sutta.
Yes.
Yeah.
You understand now?
Yes. Actually, I didn't realize at that time is okay. We have to always go back and check, like if we are missing about this. Like the thing that we
Dhamma, you need this Dhamma to make you become enlightened.
Yeah.
Seven factor of enlightenment, for instance. Do you have that? Then you have to develop more of it.
Okay. So, Tan Ajahn, even like Brahma Vihara, like we have to develop. It's also part of the Dhamma, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for
that.
that
That's
clarity.
really great answer.
Yeah.
And also your defilement also are that. They are also Dhamma. Do you still have defilement also?
Yeah, the hindrances. Okay.
So these are the things you have to look inside your mind, whether you have all this Dhamma or not. The Dhamma that you have to get rid of, the Dhamma that you have to develop, for instance.
Oh, okay. So, Tan Ajahn, if we didn't go into like jhana, so we can contemplate why, or like something that we are missing, then we'll have to go back and correct that.
If you do something wrong, or it's bad, then
yeah.
If it's bad for you, then you have to get rid of it. If they are defilements, you have to get rid of it. If they are Dhamma, then you have to make them grow bigger, stronger.
Okay.
If you see mindfulness is good, then you want to increase the ability of mindfulness, to have more mindfulness, to have more continuous mindfulness. If you see the benefit of wisdom of seeing the three characteristics, then you want to enhance it more, make it more.
Maranam, like sati.
Once you're inside your mind, you don't need the Buddha teaching. You know what's good and bad for your mind. And you get rid of what is bad for your mind, the ones that are creating dukkha for the mind. And the mind and the Dhamma that get rid of the dukkha, you don't have to get rid of. Keep it. So when you practice, you hardly have to open the book anymore. The book, you have opened the real book, which is your mind. And your mind contains both good and bad Dhamma. So you want to get rid of the bad Dhamma and keep the good Dhamma. Okay?
Another good analogy, Ajahn, the inventory.
Take stock of your mind.
But if you stop thinking, doesn't mean that you don't even look at the inventory, right? Like you just...
No, you use mindfulness. You use mindfulness because you use mindfulness to see what's going on inside your mind.
Oh,
the
so
good and bad Dhamma will keep coming up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Next, Ubeka. Alfredo Ubeka from Brazil. Hi.
Hi, Bhante.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You're always smiling. You're always happy.
Yes, normal. Normal,
huh? Okay. Good.
But a commentary about material things and immaterial things. Material things is more easy to my practice, né?
It's easier to see.
Yes, I don't need the word to support me, né? I abandoned a little the word and the things of the world, the meal, the body, né? But immaterial things is only in absorption, is only in for jhana, is only in absorption in material things. You have not upadana for immaterial things.
Immaterial things are things, are mental things, like good feeling, bad feelings.
Good feelings and bad feelings is material things, né, Bhante?
I mean feelings.
Feelings, Vedana.
Vedana, yes.
Vedana.
Yeah.
Is material things, né?
Or emotions. Emotions are they're not material things. Material things are things that you can touch with your body, or you can see with your eyes. Yeah. Like money, like cars, like houses, like movies, and these are all considered to be material things. But what you think, what you feel inside, this is the non-material thing.
I think immaterial things is for other words, other the reign of devas, of brahmas.
We also have them. We have emotions. We have emotions. Sometimes we feel elation. Sometimes we feel sad. Sometimes we feel depressed. Sometimes we feel excited. These are all immaterial things. But they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. Whether material or immaterial, they are all impermanent. They are anatta, no self. Nobody created them. They are created by other causes, by causes.
Yes.
And we just have to know them and leave them alone. Don't try to manage them, because sometimes you cannot manage them. When you cannot manage them, you can be more frustrated. So better just to leave them alone. Sometimes you wake up and you feel lousy. You say, okay, today I'm going to be lousy for the day. Don't try to get rid of it. It will disappear sooner or later by itself, because it is anicca and anatta. And when you try to get rid of this lousiness, sometimes you cannot get it. Then you become more lousy. So just try to leave everything alone. Just to be merely know ubeka, use ubeka. When you have ubeka, then you're just merely watching. You don't have to do anything. Things that you watch.
Yes,
sooner
not have problem.
Sooner or later, they will disappear and replaced by something else.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, it's more easy that material things, né, Bante? To abandon it. Material things is more easy than immaterial things.
Material is easier because you can see it. Like you can see a car, you can see a house, you can see people. But you cannot see your emotions sometimes.
Yes, emotion is more profound, né?
More subtle. More subtle.
Yes. More subtle. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Bante.
Can you see Ubeka? You have a name Ubeka. Can you see the real Ubeka?
I'm not entering for Jana, but I'm not 5% that yogis. But I like to practice. My practice is okay.
Good. All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Next, Mandy Smith of Canada, right?
Yes. Hello, Ajaan.
Okay.
Thank
How are you?
you for coming. I'm okay. I recently just had a breakup in relationship and got a new apartment and a new service dog all within a couple weeks. So haven't really slowed down until the last couple days and been able to get my practice more regular. But I have more distraction, I guess, right now.
That's fine. You're feeling better now.
Yeah.
But if you keep doing it, eventually.
Away in this body in a, not with so much pain, but in a peaceful way. Extreme pain sometimes when it comes up during meditation.
You should embrace it. Don't try to deny it, because then when you deny, you're creating more suffering in your mind. Besides the pain, you're also creating more suffering in your mind. But if you can embrace the pain, then the mind will not create any suffering. The mind will remain calm and peaceful. You have to accept the reality of things, which is your body. Your body can become painful at times and not painful at times. And these are things that you cannot control. So you just have to learn to live with it. If you can accept the pain, then it will not create any stress in your mind. And because the stress in the mind is much more painful than the pain of the body. Once you can stop the stress in your mind, you'll feel that the pain of the body is bearable. So when you have pain and you feel stressful, you should meditate. You should recite the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, and stop worrying about the pain, the body pain. Leave the body pain alone. If you already did everything you could, then leave it alone and then learn to live with it. Once your mind embraces the pain and does not want the pain to disappear, then the stress will disappear.
But the pain was persisting, Ajaan, and even basic functions like getting up and going to toilet, even that was becoming difficult. But it lasted for almost like 10 days. But usually, it gradually maybe reduced.
Yes.
But it took a long time to actually go.
Sometimes this is how things work. Sometimes it's not under your control. You cannot turn off the switch and the pain will go away. So you just have to accept the reality of your body. Yes, sooner or later you're gonna have to have painful feeling from the body. So we have to learn to deal with it, to learn to live with it by meditating or by reciting the mantra Bhutto Bhutto to stop the mind from reacting to the pain. Then you'll find that the stress in the mind will disappear. And you feel that your mind feel comfortable with the pain. Okay? Is that all?
One more question, Ajaan. What is the good way, like once you said that, if I want to ordain as a monk and then practice with you, maybe I can come as a guest monk if I'm ordained elsewhere. So I know this could be has to be a personal question. I have to come there, but then I take this opportunity to ask this question. Would you recommend any other monks who can ordain me and then come and practice with you?
Well, I cannot say how long you can stay because I'm not the abbot. But at least you can come and try and just see what the abbot will say afterwards. At least you can come and stay on as a temporary resident first, and maybe sometime if you're lucky, the abbot didn't say anything, didn't ask you to go away, then you can just keep staying. But if he tells you to go away, then you might have to look for other monastery. There are plenty of other monasteries that you can go and stay in Thailand. Many foreigners in Thailand ordain as monks. So once you get into Thailand, you get into the circle of forest monastery, you'll find that there are quite a lot of choices you can make. You can ask around, or you can search. So this is all I can say. I cannot do anything more than this. But at least you can come. Like we have a Malaysian layperson. He just gave up his work, have intention to ordain this year. And so he stayed with us before, and then he went back and after a year or two to arrange his business, his whatever he has to do. And he said he came back about a week ago and said he's ready to ordain. So now he's in the process of finding a place to ordain, and then he hopes to come back and stay with us. And then we just see from there what's going to happen. We'll see what the abbot will say. Unfortunately, we have an abbot who doesn't understand the practice. He only understands the study. He felt that studying the Dhamma teaching is more important than practicing the Dhamma. So, because he was raised in a study temple, not in a practice temple. And everybody in his temple, they all study, and then after they finished studying, they became teachers, teaching more scholastic courses rather than meditation courses. So he felt this is more important than practice because he said you don't get anything from sitting down and closing your eyes. That's why he said. Okay, this is the picture we have here in this monastery. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Actually, we have 3 Indians planning to come and visit us next month, I think.
Oh,
Are you one of them? Huh?
I heard from one of my friends. I heard, but I don't know if it's the same group.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay.
The opportunity then.
Okay. Hope you find a place to ordain and practice.
Good.
Okay. Next, Alvin from Malaysia.
Well, good evening, Ajaan. I don't have any question. I'm just listening in.
Thanks, Ajahn.
Okay. Philip Adeline, also from Malaysia. Your next door neighbor, Kuala Lumpur.
Ajahn. Don't have any questions, just listening in tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. But you are the same, Adeline? No question?
Yes. Not a question, just I have to practice harder.
Okay, good.
And more time to do more practice.
All right.
Yes.
Next, Nanapat from Bangkok.
I don't have any question ค่ะท่านอาจารย์ happy to listening in ค่ะ
Okay, Amy Zone, you have any question? Unmute, okay. What's your name, Amy? Oh, Amy. No question, huh? Cannot hear you. Somehow your microphone doesn't work. Yeah, it's not working. It's like before. No sound. Cannot hear you at all. Okay, I have to go. Maybe you have to come back again. Go out and come back again. Next, say Tang.
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I don't have any question, just listening. Ajahn.
Where are you from?
I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Okay. Next, B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Good evening, Ajahn. I have a question. It's regarding one of the factors of the Noble Eightfold Path, right effort. I would like to ask Ajahn, how should we go about practicing right effort, but also integrating it with the middle path? Because I understand that we should have purpose in life and, have effort, put effort into things that we do, whether it's Dharma practice or, at work or, anything in our lives. But sometimes putting too much effort may be stressful for the mind because a lot of effort could sometimes be tiring. And that's why the Buddha mentioned that we should seek the middle path. So I'd like to ask for your advice. Where do we draw the line between, putting in effort, but also not going too extreme, in our practice?
Well, it's like lifting weights. You only lift as much as you can, right? If you lift more than you cannot lift it, or you find it very stressful lifting it. But if you lift something light, then you're not getting much benefit from it either. So the same way with exertion, it's not to be too greater than you can handle, and not too easy for you either, because easy doesn't get you good result. You want to have hard work to give you good result. You heard the word no sweat, no. What's the word? No sweat, no something. I can't remember.
No pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain. Yeah. So you have to have a little pain, but not to the point where it breaks you. Because if it's easy, you don't get much gain from your practice. So say for instance, if you can sit for 45 minutes now and you can feel comfortable with this, then maybe you try to add to 1 hour instead. Keep increasing the Dharma of practice as you can go and do it incrementally. You don't have to push at the extreme. Just go from one step to the next. This is something you have to find out for yourself how much you should exert. But in the Noble Eightfold Path, right exertion is taught to the monks. It's not taught to lay people. And for monks, it's all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. You should always first develop mindfulness from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Never leave your mind alone. Never leave your thoughts alone. Always control your thought, stop your thought from thinking aimlessly. By focusing on an object, such as a mantra, or on your action, your body action. This you have to do all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. And when you don't have to do anything, then you can sit and meditate, or do walking meditation. The Buddha recommends monks to sleep only 4 hours a night. The rest of the time should be devoted to mindfulness practice and meditation. So you can use this as the standard for you to aspire to. Eventually, you want to be able to practice all the time and nothing else, because everything else is just useless for the mind. It can only bring you more rounds of rebirth, not getting rid of round of your rebirth. Only way to get rid of your rebirth is to practice meditation and mindfulness and wisdom. Okay.
So putting effort into practicing is good. It's good desire, right? It's not considered bad.
It's good investment for that. Good investment. Give you a good result. Give you a good return. If you put your action into the sensual object, sensual pleasure, then this is bad investment. You go bankrupt one day. And then when you're old and when you can no longer enjoy or do anything, then you'll find a lot of suffering then.
Yeah, I realize that it's very easy for the mind to have that desire to engage in sensual pleasures, and that's why sometimes I have to set myself a schedule. Okay, I need to practice meditation, this amount, try to keep myself disciplined, because if I don't, then it can easily slip away. That's what I realize.
And also you should listen to Dhammatalk from meditation master who will keep you inspired, keep you on the track. Because when you listen to the talk, then you can compare to what you do and what they tell you to do and say, oh, I'm quite different. Then you have to move back to where you should be doing, not doing something that you should not be doing. Sometimes you need to listen to Dhammatalk at least once a week is a good amount, especially about practice. So listen to Dhammatalk by Ajaan Mahabua. There's a lot of recording of his teaching in Thai. When you listen, you can become inspired. You can become more energetic toward practice. You feel you have a direction. You feel that you know what you want and how to get it. But after a while, you define move in, and then makes you forget and start to mislead you to go look for something else. So you have to cling to the Dhamma teaching by constantly listening or reading Dhamma books, Dhamma teaching.
They will keep the mind occupied in wholesome thoughts.
Yeah, and it will remind you what to do. See, we tend to easily forget about the Dhamma practice, and we think more about going on a holiday, or what to do this weekend, where to go, where to shop, where to eat, where to dine, and so forth.
Yeah, and it's not very useful thoughts. That's true. Yes, I mean, Thanajan, I have lots of books, but you are right. I need to read more. Sometimes I tend to just focus just on practicing meditation, but I think outside of that time, it would be good if I, read more. I'm sure it would help to keep my mind on the right track.
Yeah, or listen. If you don't want to read, you can listen. to Dhamma talks. But even Ajaan Char's talk also, I heard it's pretty good. But unfortunately, not much is being translated into English.
Oh, I see. Yes, that's really good advice, Thanajan. I'll make sure to add that to my schedule as well.
Yeah. When I stay with Nong Ta Mahabodhi, he made it a point for him to try to give regular Dhamma talks. It's like a pep talk, Dhamma pep talks. And listen to his Dhamma pep talk, you feel very energetic. You feel, oh, I'm ready to practice more. Before listening to his talk, you felt like, oh, what am I doing here? Then when you listen to his talk, you say, oh yeah, I know what to do now. I have to meditate. I have to do mindfulness and so forth. So he make a point to give regular talks to monks when he could. But as he became more engaged with people and his age, he then have less time. But fortunately, he had many recordings of his talks. So we rely on those tapes instead of his actual teaching. Okay.
Yes, Thanajan.
All right.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Thanajan.
Next, Evie from Indonesia. You have a new look. You look like a different Evie, I know.
I just cut my hair, Ajahn.
Oh.
Because this is Chinese New Year.
Oh, Chinese New Year.
Yeah, Ajahn. Ajahn, I want to ask. When I stay in hotel, I just get the 2 tickets for meal, right? So when I ate at the hotel, I brought a box. And I take a lot of food to share to my children in who is waiting me in room because just got no 2 tickets, right? Is this considering as category as stealing?
Stealing?
Yeah, stealing food, I mean.
Well, were you allowed to do it or not? That's the problem. If you were allowed, then it's not stealing, right?
I just take it.
You should ask the waiter. You should ask the waiter, can I take it? If he say yes.
No, I know. I'm not asking Ajahn. I just take it and take in the box. And I want to say to my children, I take it. I deliberately I take it. I quietly take it. Yes. When I meditate,
you know it's stealing. You know it's stealing.
Yeah. And when I meditate, I in calming, I asking myself.
Taking things without permission from the owner is considered stealing.
Yeah, that's true. So I got the answer when I'm meditating. I should not do that. So what I have to do? You should pay 1 meal adult for adult, and you asking the box from them, and you can take the food which you want, and you can give to your children. So why we can find the answer in meditation and we cannot find the answer in this, what I say, no meditating mind. How to say, Ajahn? We can find the answer in meditation, but in non-meditation, we cannot find the answer. So, like this, I am doing stealing food. It causes a bad karma, Ajahn.
Yeah, because eventually somebody will steal food from you also in return.
Yeah. So, where should I apologize, Ajahn, to wash the sin?
You cannot wash your sin. You just have to not do more of it. That's all. What you did already is already done. Nothing. You cannot change the past.
So not like a Christian, we can clearing the
Absorb your
sin by
We cannot absorb the sin.
yeah. Cannot. Yeah, Ajahn, no, not to repeat it again. I can no, no repeat again.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Let me go to Seyuan from Singapore. Are you brother and sister? Seyuan and Seytang?
自愿.
Yeah, and Seytang. Are you related?
No, we are not related.
Not related.
Yeah, Ajahn, I have no questions today. Yeah.
Okay. Who next? Amy again. Amy, you want to say something?
Hello, Ajahn.
Okay, I can hear you now. How are you? How old are you? How old are you?
8.
8 years old. Okay. You have any questions to ask?
I have no questions to ask.
You're just listening.
Yes,
Can you understand what we are talking about?
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, good. It's very nice of you to come in. You'll learn something. Just keep listening, okay?
Okay.
All right. Good to see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Next, Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Thanajan. Just listening in, no questions.
Okay. Belinda, also from Singapore.
Hello, Thanajan. No questions too. Thank you.
No question either. Okay. Then it looks like we'll go to Facebook now because everybody in the room has asked questions.
There are 2 questions from Facebook, Ajahn. The first question from Yato. Namaste, Ajahn. Sotapanna will be born 7 more times. If the Sotapanna has been born in the God realms in one of his births, can he reach the next step to become Sakatakamen in the God realms? Thank you.
Yes, once you're Sotapanna, you can develop whether as a human or as a deva.
And next question from Eddie Gang. Prajaan, may I know what is the difference between Mano and Citta? Thank you.
Mano and Citta, the same thing. Well, the mind, Mano is usually translated as the heart, Mano, Jai in Thai. And Citta is Jit. Citta, usually they're the same thing. They're the one who knows and the one who thinks, who feel.
That's all, Thanajan.
Okay. We'll come back to the room here. Anybody from the room would like to ask any question, you can raise your hand and unmute your microphone.
Happy Hudi.
Okay, Happy Hudi.
Yes, Ajahn. So I just want to know some of the karmas. Can we totally avoid them to give an effect if the mind is totally liberated? Like in the case of Angulimala, like even though he did so much of karma, because he was liberated, it did not give the opportunity for the other karmas to arise.
If you're still alive, your karma can still take effect on you. But once you're no longer alive, once your body died, then your karma cannot take effect anymore. Your past karma cannot take effect anymore. So if you happen to be enlightened now, you can still be affected by your past karma. Maybe your own enemies will come and kill you, for instance. Like one of the Buddha's noble disciples, I think it's Moggallana, I think he was killed by his previous enemy, his past life enemy. Because he still has the body for the enemies to attack. But once there's no body, then there's nothing to attack, right? So when you don't take birth anymore, then your bad karma will not be able to take effect. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Okay. Check.
Ajahn, what is Patimoka, Ajahn?
Patimoka, the monastic rule, monastic code that the Buddha prescribed to monks. There are 227 of them. They are sila, called sila. Patimoka is specific for monks' sila, the monks' precept. 227 of them. But most of them are rules to keep the monks behave well, look good. Yeah. But basically, they contain the five main precepts, the five precepts, which is considered to be the main precept that the monk cannot break. If he breaks, he has to disrobe, like killing human beings, or stealing money, or having sex with someone. And the fourth one is to brag about their attainment when they don't actually have it. It's like lying. These are the 4 cardinal sins of the monk. If they break this rule, they don't consider to be monks anymore. They have to disrobe. But the other codes are more like how to behave in a proper place, in a place, how to keep things, how to comport how to walk, how to eat, and so forth. It's our manner. Monks should follow good manners. When we're not supposed to stand and eat, for instance. If we want to eat or drink, we have to sit down. We cannot walk and eat or stand and eat. And even urinate, we have to sit down and urinate. We cannot stand and urinate either. Maybe because the Buddha was king, he was a prince, so he knew what the proper behavior of the high society people behave. So he wants to prescribe to the monks. So then the monk will be well respected. See? Even when we're chewing our food, we're not supposed to be talking when we're chewing our food. We have to swallow the food first before we can speak. These are more manner rules regarding proper manner, good manner for monks. Okay, so it's called Patimoka. The Patimoka, 227 rules. If the Buddha is alive today, he probably prescribe more, like much.
Probably the internet and the phone.
Internet or shopping in the supermarket or driving a car.
But you said the 4 cardinal, but the 5th one, the alcohol is not in the 4 cardinal. Like alcohol,
it's wrong, but it's not considered to be cardinal. You can still remain a monk even if you're caught drunk.
There's no like how many times you can break like there's no how many times. For example, you drink alcohol 3 times, you're out. There's no such.
If you keep repeating the same offense, that you probably will be asked to disrobe anyway, so you're not worth being a monk anymore.
Yeah.
Repeated offenders will eventually, even if they are minor breach, they will still might not be welcome in the monastery, in the community anymore.
And Ajahn, is it that you come together and recite the Patimoka? Something I heard about, something like that.
Every 2 weeks, monk will have to come and then listen to one of the monks recite these 227 rules to remind us of the rules. If we don't recite them, we'll forget. So it's just like to remind us what the 227 rules are.
But it's in Pali, Ajahn?
Yeah, unfortunately, it's in Pali. So you have to understand these 227 rules. You have to read the translation. You don't understand the Pali.
And like during this, like, is it that you can like reprimand, like you
No,
can
you just listen. This is like listen to Dhammatalk.
Okay.
This is a form of Dhammatalk form, reminding us of the rules that we have to keep.
Okay. Yeah. And Ajahn, may I just ask for permission? Like if it's like I'm wondering if I can send some books to Mandy Smith, if she can open up if she wants, I can send some books to her. She's in Canada.
Yes, I think she's waiting for Punjab, I think, and they're waiting for the new book to be printed first to send them all together.
Okay.
I think, but if you want to send her first, you can do that if you can. Maybe it's easier for you
close to
in
her.
Canada. You can send her chat message.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you can have Punjab that you already sent the books, except for the new book, and she can just send the new book later on.
Yeah. Okay, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
Anybody else will like? Okay, Charles from Bangkok.
Ajahn, earlier you mentioned about learning and studying Dharma, also very important in addition to practice. I have a question about the method, the way to learn Dharma. I have one friend. He practiced meditation very hard, like the last 4 years, like almost 24 hours. So anyway, he told me that he learned from the spiritual, like the monk, like Ajahn Chah, Ajahn Man, all these monks. From time to time, they come to teach him subject by subject, right? And then he always challenged me. Learning textbook knowledge is not solid, something like that. So my question is, if they learn from that kind of method, from meditation, deep meditation, able to connect with some senior monk, does it any different than our learning knowledge by listening in textbook? Is it any different? They all from Buddha word, right?
I think these are more exceptional occasion, not just all the time. Maybe once in a lifetime, maybe someone come in, an Arahant or a Buddha will come and then somehow connect with you, and then you can then converse with him. Whether this is real Arahant or Buddha or just your mind creating it, we don't know. So but according to the monk himself, he said he knows. Like Ajahn Man say, Ajahn Man had many, I don't know how many, but he said he had noble disciples came and gave him pep talk. Let's put it that way.
I know my friend because I see my friend maybe once a month. They update me what the experience. Also, not come every day like that, right? Just accidentally to come. But I feel uncomfortable that he challenged me. I study the book and maybe not so not really understand clearly, compare with meditation, experience by meditation like that. Okay, I understand. So I have another question, Ajahn, is that there are another method they mentioned about is a person in deep meditation, they may be able to recall the knowledge in a previous life. Maybe they are the monk or someone is a monk and practice a knowledge about Buddhism and advanced knowledge about Dharma, and then this life, if we practice meditation good enough, maybe able to recall those knowledge. Do you think it's possible?
Oh yes, yes. This we call upajara samadhi.
Oh.
This is the type of samadhi in which you can enter into the psychic world and connect with other spiritual beings, or recollect your past lives, or read the mind of other people, for instance. These are the psychic power.
Yeah, the psychic power, but
it doesn't happen to every. It doesn't happen to every meditator.
Oh,
you need to have some. You need to have some maybe previous practices before, and then have this ability. Which I heard that usually not many people have this special ability. Maybe 5% of meditators will possess this ability.
They
This
say
psychic
1 out
power.
of million, 1 out of million, something like that. Not very usual.
But it's
that's a
not.
possibility.
But it's not useful for enlightenment though. It doesn't help you to become enlightened.
Oh yeah.
And in a way, it can always also hindrance your path to enlightenment. If you take this path and you become more or less deluded to think that this is the way to go, to have this psychic powers. But this psychic power cannot purify your mind, cannot get rid of your defilement.
I can see like my friend, right? Very strong psychic power and but still have a strong hatred, right? So he need to practice a lot to deal with that. But otherwise he just sit and already go to Chan already, right? But doesn't have too much about deal with the purification.
If you happen to have this, if you happen to have this ability, you should stop and bring the mind back to equanimity. Keep the mind calm and still instead. And when you come out, then you should develop wisdom.
Yeah.
Like contemplating on a sukha, or contemplating on death or anicca, for instance.
Yes, I understand. Actually, in his case, he needs to open the eye. He cannot close the eye. If he close the eye, will be totally He needs to open the eyes to practice vipassana, something like that. So he kind of too strong of the chana, right? Maybe obstacle for vipassana.
Yeah. Because you don't want to go to vipassana, you don't want to contemplate on the 3 characters. You just want to keep thinking about your psychic powers, what I could do.
Because every moment is like so sabai, when in the Chan mode, right? Not worry about anything, not think about anything, just like everything, no bother. So this mode is so happy, right?
Not all the time. When you come out of this mode, you can get easily angry, or you can still have greedy and have this.
Yes.
You can still be greedy and have a desire.
Yes.
You won't have equanimity with this type of samadhi.
Yeah.
So it's better to have equanimity. When you come out of the samadhi mode, you can still have a certain amount of equanimity to fight against your defilements, fight against your greed and your anger and your delusion.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
Okay. But yes, to answer your question, that's why the Buddha can recollect his past lives. And many of the noble disciples could do this also.
Yes, the Buddha actually understand everything not by reading. He sit under the Buddha tree and then suddenly, everything clear. But we are not Buddha.
He understands by his wisdom. See? He uses his thought to clarify his question. What he wants to know, then he find the answer in himself, in his mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Next, anybody? Facebook, more questions from Facebook. Okay.
One more question from Facebook, Ajahn. Questions from SH Poll. If one always think of an unwholesome deed, although he doesn't do it, is this considered as a bad karma is done? Thank you.
not yet a bad karma, but it's a bad thought that we should not encourage, because sooner or later this bad thought will then transform into action. So whenever we have bad thoughts, we should stop it right away. Replace it with good thoughts like Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. When you think about taking a drink, so better recite Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Then you can forget about thinking about drinking, for instance. Because if you don't, you keep thinking about drinking, not long, I guarantee you'll be drinking. Because your thought leads to action. See, whatever thought you think, if you keep continuing thinking about it, eventually it will push you into action, body action or speech. Then that becomes karma. But when you're just thinking, it's not considered yet to be karma.
That's all, ท่านอาจารย์
That's all. Or have no consequence, because there was no action done by the body yet. But as soon as you do something with your body, like stealing, then this become a bad karma, and you have to pay the consequence later on. Okay, anybody? Somebody open the chat room. I think that's for 2 minutes.
Jenny Lim. Jenny Lim. Okay.
Jenny Lim.
Yes.
Hi. Good evening, Ajaan.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Jenny from Penang, Malaysia.
Okay. Any question?
Yes. Well, when I find I am not at the peaceful, I find it's not peaceful. When I listen to the Dhamma talk, sharing now with in this chat group from Ajaan, I find that I'm more peaceful in this. Yeah, thank you. I just want to thank Ajaan for this sharing. Where I'll be able to join this, listening to the Dhamma.
Thank you. You're welcome. Happy to hear this.
Yes.
Usually Dhamma is soothing to the mind. So listening to real Dhamma. If you listen to not real Dhamma, it can be confusing at times. They create more questions than answers.
Yeah, when I find a peace, there is this is what helpful to me. I find that it's helpful to me. Thank you, Ajaan.
You're welcome. Thank you for your input. Okay, B, Ravin.
Yes, Ajaan, I just have a quick question. It's regarding, regarding the monks' discipline, and something I noticed since I was young, but I never really asked this question. I noticed sometimes when monks receive, donations or sankatan from lay people, I noticed some of them will have a small cloth, and whenever a woman is about to give the sankatan or the donation, the monk will place the cloth, and not receive it directly from the woman. Is that some sort of segregation to not allow the monk to get too close, or is that just a practice that some monks do and some don't?
This is only practice in Thai Buddhism, I think, not in Sri Lanka or other Buddhist countries, from what I heard. And it's due to the Thai Sangha being more circumspect or more careful, I guess, wants to make sure that there's no physical contact with the opposite sex. Because as soon as you're touching hands, maybe you can be aroused, So it's better not to receive things directly with the hand, because sometimes the hand might slip and touch the other hand, So we use cloth when we receive things from female lay people giving food or giving things. They have a piece of cloth, and then let them put the offering on the cloth instead of on the hands.
Okay, yeah, that explains everything.
So try to stop this interaction or this connection, the physical connection.
Yes, I remember, because when I was in the UK, the monks didn't have this cloth And when
Yeah.
in Thailand,
Because,
they do.
because they don't have to follow the Thai tradition, everything. Sometimes they more or less they change it to fit the situation, I guess. Because in the Western world, if you do things like this, it means like you're discriminating the opposite sex, you know. And they might feel bad and they don't want to come to the temple. So you want to give equality, you know, to everybody, equal treatment, whether you're male or female. So, but in Thailand, we accept this differentiation that male and females are different, and we can treat them differently here in Thailand. But it's getting harder now with the newer generation. They're demanding, why I'm a woman? Why cannot I be alone talking to a monk, for instance? You know, because they can create temptations when you're alone. So monk cannot be alone with a woman. He has to have somebody accompany, to at least to be witness to the action, whether there's good or bad action going on or not.
I see. Thank you, Thanajan. That explains a lot. Thank you.
Okay.
We have a Sulan.
Sulan finally coming, huh? I thought you would come in this week. Go ahead, Sulan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Do you have anything to say or ask?
Yeah. Wishing you a happy Chinese New Year.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
No question. What do you do on Chinese New Year? Do you celebrate? Do you do anything on Chinese New Year?
Chinese New Year. Yeah. Have dinner with family. And over the Chinese New Year, like my parents caught COVID, so like I'm at home taking care of them now.
Okay. And you do you catch COVID also or no?
No. So I'm quite lucky. I'm still negative.
And
yeah.
You can take care of them without catching it from them.
Yeah.
How do you do it? You have to put mask on.
Yeah, I'm wearing mask at home. Yeah. Then my parents are like isolated in the room.
I see. So you're not in close physical contact with them.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you give them food, you just give them and then at the door or something, and then they pick it up from the door.
Yeah. I just leave it at the door. That after that they will take it.
Okay. How many days they have to isolate?
So my father, today is the last day. Then after that, for my mother is until this Friday.
How many days total? 7 days or 14 days?
7 days of isolation.
7 days. No. Okay. 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 I hope you don't catch it yourself. But they don't have any symptom, right? They have the vaccination already.
Because my mother and father is 71 and 81 respectively. So even though they vaccinated, they still have symptoms. It's like coughing, fever.
But they don't have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, luckily.
Do they have any doctor come to visit them and tell them what to do?
I took them to the doctor. Then after that, they gave us medicine.
Okay. So we are learning to live with this COVID now, right? It's not as scary as before. Okay, good. I hope they get well soon.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Anybody would like to ask One
Yeah.
more question from Facebook.
Yes.
Okay, Facebook.
2 more questions from Facebook, and these 2 questions from Chin Li Chin. Hi, Ajahn. What does it mean when the mind stops? I thought that is about realization, but it is not. Trying to know what it means. Thank you.
When the mind stops, we call samadhi. When the mind stops thinking, the mind becomes still temporarily. This is called samadhi, or calm.
And the last question is, not talking to a woman on the phone. Is that also one of the monk's rule? Thank you.
Well, this not we didn't have phone during the Buddha's time, so we have to come and we don't know yet. As long as we keep the conversation, what you call civil, or nothing sexual, then it's okay. But it depends on how you interpret this rule. If you want to be real strict, then you probably won't be able to even talk on the telephone with the opposite sex. But if you say, well, this is talking business, talking Dhamma, things like that, then it's okay. And besides, no one knows that whether you're talking to this person or not, right? If you don't tell anybody about it, or unless the person you talk to start to complain to somebody, say, this monk is trying to talk about sex to me, then that can be a problem. And the monk might have to. So it sometimes may be better not to speak, not to talk even on the phone, if you want to be on the safe side, because you could be accused of talking sexually.
That's all,ท่านอาจารย์.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? We have about 6 more minutes left before we run out of time, which is 2 hours. I think the time went by pretty quick, pretty fast. Almost 2 hours already. It's like watching a movie. Okay, I think nobody else would like to ask any questions, so I think we'll have to bring this meeting to an end. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope you benefit from this meeting and you can apply it and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you again next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Thank you, Thanajan. Thank you, admins. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.
Good night, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye bye.
Thank you คุณ Alvin. Thank you คุณ
Thank you
อา
ขอบคุณคุณหลานครับ
อาจารย์
ดีครับ
ได้ค่ะสวัสดี